Hello children, welcome back to our educational channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. I am here Swati Kokate teacher again to continue with your geography lesson number 1, that is environment. Come on, let us recapitulate to our lesson what we have studied in last session. We are going to again revise it and continue to our next subtopics. Fine. So, we have studied that environment is the basic life support system that provides air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat and land to live. So, this is very important for each and every living thing or living being. The term environment is derived from a French word environner, which means neighborhood. Okay. Again, what this environment consists of? It consists of human, it is of natural things, also human made things. Then we have seen different components of environment. In this we have seen natural, which we get directly from nature, then human made, that are the for example buildings, parks, bridges, hostels, you can say cinema halls, schools or any type of construction is human made. Also in natural the examples are water, land, air or living things. Fine. And then in human you have studied individuals, family, society as a whole or community, religion, educational, economic and political situations. In that afterwards we have seen in natural environment biotic and abiotic. The natural environment comprises of land, water, air, plants and animals. There are two factors again in natural environment, biotic and abiotic. In biotic we see it is as a living organism, or the world of living organism is called as biotic. What is biotic? In simple words, the world of living organisms or which includes living organisms is called biotic. Give examples are plants, animals, human beings, etc. Now in abiotic is the world of non-living things or non-living elements like land or you can say water. Fine. Now we have studied the areas of environment also. In that we have studied two types, lithosphere and hydrosphere. Come on, there are actually 4 domains of natural environment, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. In that, in the last topic we have completed or we have gone through lithosphere and hydrosphere. In lithosphere we have studied it is the outermost solid surface, that is solid crust and or the hard top layer of the earth. It is an irregular part or irregular surface made on the rocks and minerals and covered with a thin layer of soil. For example, mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, etc. we have seen. These various landforms are the examples of lithosphere. Landforms of lithosphere are found over the continent. Now what is continent? Just write down, note it. Continent is a huge area where the vegetation is dominated by, where the vegetation or it is a huge landmass surrounded by water. Fine. The land which is surrounded by water is called a continent. Fine. So, landforms of lithosphere are found over continents and on the ocean floors. The lithosphere is the domain that provides. So, why it is necessary? What it gives us? These are natural things, but what does it provide us? It provides us forests, grasslands which are necessary, which are required for animals for grazing, and the animals directly or indirectly help the human beings for many things. Also land for agriculture, from where we get fruits, we get many vegetables and all from agriculture. Crops, different crops we get, isn't it? And also for human settlement. If there was no land, suppose, where would we have built our houses, or where we would have gone for our schools like this? It is a source of mineral wealth too. So, what are the requirements we have seen? Again we have revised very neatly. Lithosphere, fine. It is also a source of mineral wealth. We have seen only soil do we get? No, many mineral wealth we get from this surface, that is lithosphere. Then also we have studied hydrosphere. What is hydrosphere? It is a domain, or it is the area of water that comprises various sources of water and water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas, oceans, etc., etc. Many sources you know of water. This domain is essential for every organism or every living being, living thing, for its survival. So, in hydrosphere also we have cleared that it is a domain, it is an area which is included by water, simple. Lithosphere, it was of land, hydrosphere, it is of water. Now come to third part, third domain of natural environment, that is atmosphere. What do you again remember? What things click in your mind when I speak about, or when I utter the word atmosphere, children? Okay, come on. Yeah, atmosphere, you get some link of something teacher is talking about air, something linked it as air, correct. It is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth, which is firmly held by the gravitational force. Okay, again if air is there, so the air flies away. Okay, if it does not remain on the surface of the earth, then what is its use? Okay, so it remains there by a gravitational force. Then this word has been means you have studied this word in science also, gravitational force, isn't it? So, what is gravitational force? It is a force that attracts between, it is an attraction between all masses in the universe. Okay, so you remain still, or you can attract, it attracts the force between all masses in the universe. Then come to the point where why it is useful. What is atmosphere? Why do all these living things require it? It is a blanket of air that surrounds the earth, which is firmly held by the gravitational force on the earth. Okay, then atmosphere, it plays a very important, it plays a very essential role in the sustenance, or in the for the survival of the life, because what things it do? Come on, let me tell you. It protects us from the harmful rays, scorching heat of sun, which when the sun, its sun rays directly does not harm the living beings. So, it protects us from the harmful rays and scorching heat of sun. It is basically an envelope of gases. So, in atmosphere many gases are there. For example, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and also gases or dust, vapor it may include. So, this atmosphere, all it is a mixture of all these different gases, which words you have listened in or you have learnt in science subject, fine. So, third point also is very clear to you, is it? Atmosphere, it is a blanket of air that surrounds the earth, and which is firmly held by the gravitational force. Now, why this thing is important, that also point I have cleared, that it sustains the life by protecting the human beings. Suppose in this summer vacations you have seen that how much the temperature was and how did you feel if you were out for some hours or some 1.5 hour in the hot sun. How did you feel when I will reach home and I will have a glass of cold water like this. So, if continuously these things would have happened, if there was not a blanket of air, then it would be very harmful for each and every living being. So, this atmosphere, it helps or it protects us from the harmful rays and that are given by sun rays and the scorching heat of the sun. It is basically, it is an envelope or it consists of different types of gases, like I told, like carbon dioxide, oxygen, hydrogen, etc., etc. Also it consists of dust particles and also water vapor. Now, the atmosphere changes, influences the weather and climate on the earth. So, if there is any atmospheric change, fine, it changes or it influences on the weather and also on the climate on the earth. Means if there is any atmospheric change, we will find the changes in weather as well as in climate on the earth's surface, that is in our surrounding. Now, we have learnt lithosphere, that is earth's crust or on the topmost layer of the earth. We have gone through hydrosphere, it is the area covered by water. Third thing we have read or we have explained, we have understood atmosphere, what it is? It is about air. Then come to fourth point of this natural environment, that is biosphere. What is biosphere? It is constituted by all living organisms, means plants, animals and all its kingdom together. It is also, we can also call it as a living world, fine. It is a narrow zone of earth where land, water and air interact and support for all these lives. So, what it is? Biosphere, it is constituted by all these living organisms, means all these plants, animals and this all its kingdom, we can find it all together, it is called as a biosphere. Then what it is? It is a narrow zone of earth where we find land, water and air and they interact and support each other. Means they are dependent for their lives, for their, means how they are, for their survival they are dependent on each other. This is fourth point, we have studied biosphere. We can, in simple words, if you find any confusing things, just remember the similar word or the biosphere is living world. Plants, plant kingdoms together make biosphere or living world. It is a narrow zone of earth where we find land, water, air and they interact or they depend on each other for their life support. Now, after these 4 points, again we are going to come to the subtopic, what is ecosystem? Okay. What is ecosystem? It is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live, or they are linked by transfer of energy and material. Don't get confused, just I will explain part by, or I will just split it and explain you. What is ecosystem? Now, here at a NCC camp that Ravi's class was attending, now this boy Ravi had gone for one NCC camp and there what Jessie told him, his friend, she told that what a heavy downpour, it reminds me of The home in Kerala means there where they went in NCC camp, there was a heavy rainfall, and she remembered that in Kerala when she had gone na, there also it was pouring and pouring, means there was a heavy rainfall there also, and this Jessie, she remembers those things. You should have come and see how it pours and pours, and luscious green fields and coconut plantations, means everywhere there is, as there is so much greenery and all because of this heavy rainfall, and there are many coconut trees too. So now Hira from Jaisalmer, she explained that we do not get any rains there, we see only kikkar and sand. So which part it is, which landform it is now? Here he is explaining about the deserts. Here in Kerala there are many grasslands, okay, everywhere greenery is there, and here what Hira is explaining, which landform she was having, she is having that means, see, there is no rain, only sand, means she is talking about the desert area. So wherever she can see now, no trees and no plants, no water, but only lands, and the animal she found there was moreover camels. So Hira said not just camels, and they were visited, when they visited the deserts na, they found snakes, lizards and many insects too in the soil or in that sand. So Ravi wondered, so for this Ravi, he is listening about various landforms na, somewhere it rains, somewhere it's only what we can say, only sand you find, somewhere there is too much rain, somewhere there is what less rainfall, as if it is too much less. And why do these animals or this vegetation, the way people, they vary from place to place? Do you find there is difference, or these animals, where means can we find these animals where deserts are there, we find animals. Now polar bears we find in very cold area where we find snow and all. So whether these animals, whether these plants, are they means whether they what we call vegetations, whether they rely or they are related to each other, this vegetation or these animals, to the atmospheric or to the conditions of this environment. Can you tell me? So yes, the teacher, means the teacher explains them, yes, they are more or less dependent upon these all factors. All plants, animals and human beings depend on their immediate surroundings. Often they are also interdependent on each other. This relation between living organism as well as relation between the organisms and their surroundings form an ecosystem. So what is an ecosystem? This all plants, animals, living things or human beings, they are dependent on immediate surroundings. Whatever the surroundings they have, they are dependent on it, and also they are dependent on each other too. Okay, animals, they depend on human beings, or they require food, whatever they grow, and many times these human beings, they are dependent on animals for their health, for transportation, or in field work or in agriculture. We also depend on animals. Like this relation between living organism as well as the relation between organisms and their surrounding, it all this forms an ecosystem. Now is it clear? There could be an ecosystem of large area, large rainforest, grasslands, deserts, mountains, lakes, rivers, oceans, even a small pond. Fine, means it is not that ecosystem every time it should be large, or it should be of more quantity like this or more area. No, it can be of small area also. So I can say that there could be an ecosystem of large rainforest, grasslands, deserts, mountains, lakes, rivers and also even a small pond. Now come to the subtopic human environment. What is now, till now we have seen what is ecosystem. See how now we are going to come to the subtopic what is human environment. Now here human beings interact with the environment. Okay, they interact means do they speak to environment? Okay tree, how are you? Today I am going to cut you. No, here interact with each other means human beings interact with environment and modify it according to their needs. Means now suppose they are dependent on the tree for what they require tree. From tree what they get fruits or they get wood for furniture. Okay, like this interact means they are dependent on the trees or they are dependent on the nature for modifying whatever they require as per their needs. So do you remember early human how they lived? They adapted the nature as it is, means their needs were very limited. But as in the first chapter or in the first session I have told you that our needs are increasing day by day and we are modifying the things as per our requirements or as we feel it easy to work on or we find it very interesting or we find it very comfortable to use. Fine. So human beings interact with environment and modify it according to their need. Early humans adapted themselves to their natural surroundings. They led a very simple life and fulfilled their requirements from whatever the nature or the surroundings they had. But as the time passed, the grieves or the needs grew and became more varied. Different people want different things, on different area want different things. Like this the changes in the environment were there. Humans learned new ways to use and change the environment. So there were more techniques in the hands of human to modify the nature or to modify the things and adapt or to use in a different way for his comfort purpose. They learned to grow crops, domesticated animals and lead a settled life. These people were going from one place to another place, but here now the human being wants to settle at one place. He wants to live a comfortable life. So what now agriculture was also introduced and crops were grown. So what happened? They learned to grow new crops. They domesticated animals, means they took the help from animals, they domesticated them, they made use of those animals and they wanted to live a settled life. The wheel was also invented and surplus food, means whatever the products or whatever the produce was there from agriculture, the human being learned to store it for the next few months or next few years, so that he was comfortable when there was scarcity of food or when he did not get any crops yield from the agriculture. He used to store it, he used to sell it. Like this barter system was also there at that time. So what is barter system? Exchange of goods for goods and not for money. Fine. Barter system is a trade in which goods are exchanged for goods without the use of money. So barter system emerged, trade started and commerce also developed. Then again industrial revolution was there, which there was large production of any produce or any material. Transportation was also became easy because wheels, this was there. There was invention of wheel and transportation become also faster, easier. Information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. Like this, because of transportation system, there was communication gap was reduced very much and it was speedy also across the world. Have you ever thought why you love eating a juicy watermelon in summer and hot roasted peanuts in winter, because of this a perfect balance that is between a nature and the natural environment or the human environment. So, human must learn to use this environment in a very harmonious way. So, in this human environment we have studied or we have learned that this we are modifying the things or according to our need, but somewhere we are destroying the nature. When we are clearing the forest, we are making use of the forest for agriculture purpose, for settlements or for building our constructions, many constructions and all, industries and all. So, what these things are doing, because of these all things we are destroying the nature somewhere. So, while doing all these things we should be very harmonious. A human being should be very harmonious, means he should not waste water because it is a limited source. As the population is increasing, the needs are increasing, but these limited sources from the nature we can't produce it on a large scale. So, we have to use it very harmoniously. Again, because of this industries and all, we are polluting air. Here also we are harming or we are making too much bad impact on nature. So, here we have seen like water, wastage of electricity, like this. In the way we are modifying these things, what we are doing? We are harming the nature, the environment. So, it is told that we should be very harmonious when we are doing all these things. In this also we have seen how this wheels invention was there, and all this we have seen in human environment, why it was very much helpful, how this what things we have covered in human environment, why it was very why should we use it very harmonious way. Then a Nuri girl from Mizoram, she told Ravi that in the next, what we call in the next vacation, we will go or you just visit our state and we will go for a place during the holidays. So, Ravi was also happy to go there with his friend. Fine. So, children, if you have followed, if you understood this lesson, just take down the words which I have explained you, barter system or anything. I have told to underline ecosystem, these 4 types of environment, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. Fine. In the next topic we will go for the objectives and all. Fine. Thank you.